Match fixing in football is an event that we wish we didn't have, unfortunately, we come across from time to time and leaves a dirty stain on the history of football. Match fixing is sometimes done by the team for the whole season, sometimes for a single match through referees. Today I have compiled a few of the most match-fixed matches in football history for you. I say a few because I don't have the chance to tell all of them in a video. Unfortunately, there are tons of matches in football history. If you want the continuation of this video, these matches will be with you in series. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Now I leave you alone with our list. Enjoyable watching. I would like to start our list with the Chelsea-Barcelona match, which was the purpose of making this video and which, in my opinion, was the biggest referee massacre in the history of football. In the Champions League semi-final of the 2008-2009 season, Barcelona and Chelsea were paired. While the first match played in Spain did not produce any goals, in the second match to be played in London, the Spanish lobby was going to do its best to help Barca get through the round. The Norwegian football referee Tom Henning Øvrebø was appointed for this second match, which would determine the finalist. The match started like a normal Champions League semi-final match, with Eschen's spectacular goal in the 9th minute. Chelsea had clinched a ticket to the final, but after that it was going to be a nightmare for them and they didn't know it. From that moment on, referee Øvrebø was going to chop Chelsea to pieces. Now I want to show you one by one the positions where Chelsea got the wrong end of the stick. On a counter-attack after a ball won by Chelsea, the left wing Malouda was coming into the Barcelona penalty area with a good sprint and he was brought down by Dani Alves in this position. The Norwegian referee Øvrebø gave a free kick instead of a penalty, claiming that this position was outside the box. Then Chelsea won a fast ball and played a long ball to Drogba. Drogba entered the penalty area and was brought down by Abidal, but Øvrebø again did not give a penalty. At the very beginning of the second half of the match, the pedestrian Touré, who was playing as a stopper that day, brought down Drogba as he entered the penalty area after pulling him for almost 10 meters. But Øvrebø did not even give a free kick, let alone a penalty. In the 66th minute of the match, Abidal clearly brought down Anelka, who was hanging back on a long ball. This knockdown was so blatant that Øvrebø couldn't do anything and had to show a red card. This was the fairest moment of the match. A few minutes after this position, the pedestrian Touré, who I'm told plays as a stopper, followed Anelka for about 10 meters and knocked him down in the penalty area. But again Øvrebø was not interested. He didn't even call a foul in a position where he should have given a red card and a penalty together. As if that wasn't enough, in another position he said it wasn't a penalty for a hand tackle in which Peake played a volley. Chelsea, who had suffered all the setbacks from the referee but still had the advantage of the round with a score of 1-0, was devastated by Iniesta's goal in '93. With this score, Barcelona, which had the away goal advantage, was going to wait for the remaining time to end, but then Øvrebø did what he would do again. In a scramble in the last position of the match, Balik's ball clearly hit Eto's hand. With a penalty, Chelsea could have taken the lead again, but Øvrebø again showed his side again. In that last position of the match, while the position was still in progress, Balik's objection showed how much they were hurting that evening. After this match, I continue with a match-fixing allegation involving Barca. In the last 16 round of the Champions League in the 2016-17 season, we witnessed the match between Barca and Paris, the team that has been making a breakthrough in recent years. In the first match in Paris, Paris Saint-Germain shockingly beat Barca 4-0 and opened the doors of the round wide open. On the night of the second match, maybe even the Barcelona players didn't believe that they would make the round that night. It was a night of miracles for some and a night of match-fixing for others. In just the 3rd minute of the match, Luis Suarez scored the goal that put Barcelona 1-0 up. Right after this goal, Draxler made a cross. This cross from the ground hit Mascherano's hand very clearly, but the referee didn't give a penalty. Barcelona got their hopes up for the round with Layvin Kurzawa's own goal at the 40th minute. The score was 2-0. The game was then 3-0 with Messi's penalty goal and 3-1 with Cavani's goal, and it still looked like Paris had the round in their hands. This situation continued until the 88th minute. Barcelona won 6-1 with 3 goals after the 88th minute and advanced to the quarterfinals. The fact that a penalty was awarded for a tackle that didn't look like a penalty in the 5th goal of Barca makes this match suspicious. Of course, you can look at all this as a referee error or you can look at it as a match-fixing match. Maybe the referee was affected by the atmosphere and made an emotional decision. We will never know. But in the end, an extra penalty for Barca and an extra penalty for Paris could have completely changed the round. Now we have an international match fixing, and not in an ordinary organization. It was in the 1982 World Cup. This match not only went down in history as the Black Ankle, but it was also one of the matches that led to changes in the rules of football. The match fixing took place in the second group of the 1992 World Cup, Group B. This group consisted of West Germany, Austria, Algeria, and Chile. Chile and Algeria didn't seem to have much of a claim in this group. It was expected that West Germany and Austria would come out of this group together, but things didn't go as expected. In those years, unlike today, 2 points were awarded for a win instead of 3. A draw was awarded 1 point, the same as today. Algeria beat West Germany 2-1 in the first match of this group, becoming the first African team to beat a European team in the World Cup. West Germany was a very strong team at the time, and it was not very common for an African team to beat a European team. In the other matches of the group, Algeria defeated Chile, who had no claims, while Austria lost, and in total they collected 4 points with 2 wins. Now we come to the part where the match fixing is going on. Germany, which was very strong at that time, was in danger of not getting out of the group after the defeat against Algeria. Thus, Germany, which had 1 win and 1 loss in 2 matches, could collect 2 points and would play the last match against the group leader Austria. European teams, which were in solidarity in every subject, were in solidarity in football. West Germany and Algeria, who were competing for the second place in the group, decided to match fix in order for the European team, West Germany, to get out of the group. This was the final situation before the last match of the group, and according to this situation, some possibilities had to come together for Germany and Austria to get out together. West Germany had to win by a maximum margin of 2 points in this must-win game, so if they won 1-0 or 2-0 they would go out together. If Germany beat Austria by 3 or more points, then Austria would lose their advantage and come third in the group. Therefore, such a situation was not supposed to happen. The West German and Austrian players were aware of this, and after Germany's goal in the 10th minute of the match, there was almost no counterattack. The team in possession of the ball would pass in their own half, and when an opponent came near them, they would kick the ball to their goalkeeper. There was no back pass rule at that time, and the goalkeeper could control the ball from his teammates with his hand. Apart from that, the match was characterized by long balls into empty spaces with no other serious goal-scoring opportunities. ARD television commentator Staniek stopped commentating after part of the match. Austrian announcer Robert Sigier asked the viewers to turn off their televisions. During the match played in Gijón, Spain, Spanish fans were not idle. They chanted "Fuera, fuera," meaning out. Angry Algerian fans threw paper money at the players. The match ended as expected with a 1-0 win for West Germany, and Algeria was eliminated from the tournament. This match was added to the history of the World Cup as a big match-fixing stain. In 2013, Galatasaray was paired with Real Madrid in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Real Madrid was the absolute favorite. The first match was played in Santiago Bernabeu and Real Madrid won 3-0. Ronaldo, Benzema and Higuaín's goals gave them an overwhelming advantage. But the match that was fixed was the rematch of this match, which was to be played at Galatasaray's stadium. Real Madrid seemed to be through, but hopes were not lost for Galatasaray. In the 7th minute, Real Madrid took a 1-0 lead with Ronaldo's goal from the bottom of the box, and the final score was 4-0. But this goal was blatantly offside. The linesman ignored it. The first half ended with a score of 1-0. The second half was going to be completely different. In minute 56, Ebu scored a stylish goal from distance to make it 1-1. At the 65th minute, Didier Drogba was not given a penalty for a challenge on Drogba that was right in front of the referee's eyes. Diego Lopez kicked Diego Drogba with a flying kick, and the referee didn't hesitate to award a penalty. Drogba suffered a short injury after this position. In the 70th minute, Sneijder scored from the opposite position with a stylish tackle. Galatasaray went 2-1 up against Real Madrid, and the final score was 4-2. Not even 2 minutes after the goal, Didier Drogba came on the scene and scored Galatasaray's third goal with an incredibly stylish heel goal.
Sarrioglu, Drogba! This is incredible! A third goal on the night for Galatasaray!
2 goals in 2 minutes, and Galatasaray and the fans went into an unbelievable frenzy. It was no longer so difficult to eliminate Real Madrid. The final score was 4-3. Galatasaray only needed 2 goals, and from the beginning of the second half, they were a nightmare for Real Madrid. In the 80th minute, Drogba came on the scene again and scored the 4th goal, but the linesman, who did not see the clear offside in Ronaldo's first goal, did not make a mistake this time and the goal was cancelled for offside. Alvaro Arbeloa, who was constantly committing hard fouls from the beginning to the end of the match and persistently complaining to the referee, signaled to the referee in the 89th minute of the match that he was brainless, and the referee sent Arbeloa off with a red card for the second yellow card. Real Madrid secured the round with Ronaldo's goal at 92 minutes. However, the fact that their first goal was disallowed for offside, that Arbeloa's red card should have been given in the middle of the match rather than at the end, and finally that the penalty against Drogba was not awarded at 90 minutes, are the events that make this match questionable. Perhaps if Real's first goal had been disallowed and Galatasaray had been awarded a penalty, the score would have ended 4-1 to Galatasaray and the match would have gone into extra time. Yes, today I wanted to tell you about 4 of the most match-fixing matches in the history of football. If you want this series to continue in sections, you can indicate this in the comments. I hope you liked the topic I chose today. Until we see you in our other videos, take care of yourself very well. Goodbye.